what's going on, guys? How's everybody doing today? I'm doing well, thank you for asking. About to beat down here on this Sunday afternoon, 2:56 in the PM to be precise. So I'm doing a little bit more research on low blood platelet counts. Those of you that follow my channel for any amount of time know that I've had this condition for a few years now. So this is nothing new. I have looked up things over the past 5 years, off and on and off and on, and it seems like I've asked questions to my doctor, and of course I've also posted questions maybe in my videos, or at least maybe not questions, but I've gotten help and different replies and things from people throughout the years, and a lot of it coincides or kind of goes along with what I can read, what I can find out here. Just kind of an update, and I'm not even updated myself much. I haven't been to the oncologist or whatever it's called in a while. So the thing is, a few years back, maybe 2021, I don't remember at this point, but somewhere around 2021, I was diagnosed with having low blood platelet counts. So my primary care physician sent me to a oncologist, and I know I'm probably saying it wrong. And then they did more blood work, and of course, basically what you get is the old rundown of, well, we'll just keep an eye on it. Well, you got a couple things there with just keeping an eye on things. Number one, cost. If I got to go to my primary care physician and get blood work again, that's $65 or whatever dollars just to go get that done. Then they're going to turn around and recommend, whatever the word is that I forgot, that I go see this oncologist again. And so they're going to take blood and they're going to do things, and then I'm going to owe them money. And so, insurance in our country is not the greatest, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But that's a whole nother topic that I won't even get into. So basically, you're getting to spend a lot of money for a lot of, well, we'll keep an eye on it. So after a couple of times, 2-3 times, whatever, of going through that, you get to a point where, well, we'll just keep an eye on it for free myself at home. So, but anyway, I do have an appointment in December, late December, back in. Anyway, so I have an appointment with my oncologist. Again, I'm probably saying that incorrectly. I'm looking over here real quickly, see if I can see anything. I don't know. Anyway, so I have an appointment to go see him again in late December. And yeah, it's a few months away, but who cares? So I have a few things that I'm going to ask him. I've had some people reply to me on a couple of videos that I've uploaded over the past couple of days, where I've just kind of talked about things a little bit, and I appreciate what people say. It's just like I said, sometimes it's a money thing, sometimes it's there's so much information coming in at you at once that you get lost kind of thing, or well, just change your diet, put this into your diet and these 15 things into your diet, and before you know it, you've done it maybe a week or two, and then it's like you start falling back out of it. And it's like anything else in life a lot of times. Like I commented to a fella, it's kind of like diet and exercise. People are all gung-ho about that for a couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden things kind of start sliding off. So even when you're looking at something as scary as a low blood platelet count, things can still kind of slide off. And that's why I had mentioned maybe, I wish there was just a pill I could take instead of trying to concoct something out of food, and trying to get more odd foods that they're mentioning in my diet. I like all kind of foods. I don't care if it's grass or meat. I don't care. I like all kind of things. I got a mandarin orange and a banana sitting right here on my desk, and I got more sitting right behind me. I eat them every day. I eat that kind of stuff every day, but I can't afford to go out and eat, all the, meats that are high in, I guess, whatever, red blood cells or whatever, you know what I'm saying, iron or whatever, and the meats that can help really with the blood platelet count. I can't afford to just go out and get steaks all the time and all this kind of stuff. I have seen where you can eat canned tuna, which I can eat canned tuna. I've done that plenty. But anyway, so with looking around all the excuses that I have, but you can read for yourself. I don't want to sit here and have to read all this stuff because it's annoying. Platelets are the smallest blood cells in a vessel. Damaged platelets gather and form clots to prevent bleeding. Well, good. I don't want no bleeding. So, among many factors that may lead to low platelet count are blood thinning medications, pregnancy. Luckily, I'm not pregnant right now. Leukemia, lymphoma, other blood cancers. Those things scare you. When you see that, those things scare you. Autoimmune diseases including immune fibrosis and rheumatoid arthritis and lupus, those things are the least of the worry maybe. But anyway, fruits may increase platelets. Sure, why not? Oranges, mangoes, papayas, strawberries, prunes, cantaloupe, pumpkin, pomegranate, avocado. Do they really increase blood platelet counts? I don't know. You wouldn't think something like that would. You think of something like that as more of a meat kind of a thing. So, of course, meats are in there, but they seem to mention a lot of fruits. Which fruits decrease platelets? Well, luckily for this here, I don't really take part in really any of these fruits that they're talking about. I do have tomatoes sometimes. But I probably don't have enough that would affect me. But I do have tomatoes sometimes. And I always will. So, other ways to increase platelets naturally. Beef liver, eggs, clams, salmon, tuna, canned in water. That's the only way I eat tuna, is canned in water. So, beef liver, I don't reckon I've ever had liver, and I've never wanted liver at all. Eggs, of course, I eat all the time. Clams, I don't eat clams very often. Once every 10 years, I might have a clam. Maybe. Salmon, I don't eat salmon very often. I like fish, but who can afford salmon? I don't know. I can afford tuna, canned in water. So these are other foods that are natural sources of folate and iron, whatever. So, leafy greens like spinach. I love eating like baby spinach, leaves that come in the bags or whatever. That's all fine, but I'm not going to sit here like it's a potato chip and eat, spinach like that. Asparagus, I love that. Brussels sprouts, I love that. Peanuts. I love Planters salty peanuts, but that's about the only peanutty nutty things I really care for. Kidney beans, I'm not just going to sit around and eat a can of kidney beans, but I like them okay. Peas, I like peas if they're talking about green peas or black eyed peas. I don't know, and there's other kind of peas. Lean meat, what do they consider lean meats? I really don't know. I eat lean ground turkey pretty often, and I do eat chicken all the time. Poultry, of course, poultry is chicken. So remember that dietary approaches should not replace medical treatment for serious platelet disorders. So, what are the signs of low blood platelet count? Well, you can read that, I'm sure. So mine is definitely under 150,000 platelets per microliter, way under that, unfortunately. tiny reddish purple spots called whatever, commonly on your lower legs. Now, I do have some splotches on my lower legs. I've had them for years, but I just kind of figured that was trauma from being on my feet for so long and spraining my ankles and twisting them and all that so many times. But that might be what that is. Easily bruising. I don't guess I easily bruise. Nosebleeds. Never have a nosebleed. Gums don't bleed. Fatigue. I do have. I'm always tired. Blood in your urine or stool. So far, none of that. And a heavy menstrual flow. Again, I haven't really experienced that yet. So you can help increase your platelets by eating a healthy diet with fruits rich in vitamin C, folate, and iron. However, some fruits have whatever properties that prevent the grouping of these blood cells, so they should be avoided by people concerned with low blood platelet count. So that's about all we have here. So it's nothing new. It's stuff I've probably have seen this exact same page before. Again, I have researched within reason. I'm not going to sit here and scour the internet for 10 hours, looking for stuff. Again, that's what your doctors should do for you. You shouldn't have to do all this research yourself, but there's nothing wrong with research. It's just when you're going through something like this that's scary, they should take the time to really just talk to you about everything, because until you've dealt with something like this, you don't know what scary is. Looking, like I've mentioned, kind of looking down the barrel of a gun for 5 years here, not knowing when that trigger is going to get pulled, it's not a very comforting feeling. And some of these things I can put into my diet, but here's another thing. Do I eat them raw? Do I just take a pomegranate and eat a pomegranate raw? Do I cook things? Do I put them in a blender? Do I make smoothies? I mean, like, you know how some foods change properties and chemical balances, or all kind of different like structures and things whenever you cook them versus raw. Well, it's good for this if it's raw. Well, it's good for that if it's cooked. Well, it's good for this if it's boiled. Well, it's good for this if it's, dehydrated. Well, it's good. So, there's a lot of stuff that I'm confused on that I don't know, how to approach it. So, now the meats, of course, you got to cook liver and you got to cook chicken. I have had raw eggs. But salmon, typically, you got to cook salmon, far as I know. But, there's just a lot of weird stuff that, we don't know. So, I'm going to try to, between now and December when I go, I'm going to try and up some of these things that I can and see if I can help the situation a little bit by eating stuff that I might not want to eat. I don't know. I don't want to sit around eating clams all day or kidney beans. I don't want all that. But anyway, guys, I'm just kind of sharing some stuff that I'm looking at. And again, thanks again to all the people out there that are commenting. Sometimes it hits a little different, maybe when you read it, than it does if you were speaking face to face. And sometimes I take things a little but that's just kind of how it goes anytime we type something out. But believe me, I know everybody has good intentions. I always have good intentions whenever I speak to the people in my comments and stuff. And, so anyway, I appreciate everybody that's kind of taking an interest in this and giving me your advice, and in some cases giving me told us in the comments of what you're going through as well. It's not easy, it's not easy going through these kind of things. I've dealt with high blood pressure, cholesterol, and gout like pretty much my whole adult life. So that's not a big deal for me. Again, you just take a pill and it don't really do much, but you take a pill for that stuff, and you don't really think much about it. But then you got something like this that, it could very well be the worst case scenario, all the way to maybe nothing, but you don't know that. Because to my knowledge, and I'm not knowledgeable, but just to my knowledge, cancer can remain dormant and just kind of pop up. Of course, supposedly we all have cancer ready to go in us and pop at any moment as it is. But then when you got something like this to go along with it, with those risk factors, it's like, it really it can jar you a little bit. And a lot of you wonder maybe why I'm not happy sometimes, or why I'm complaining maybe sometimes. I just don't look happy, or I just don't sound happy, or maybe I'm talking about things like this and other type things. And I got a lot on my mind. I got a lot of stuff on my mind, like I mentioned before, like my own health scares like this, and my oldest son and his diabetes that he don't care to take care of, and my wife and her epilepsy, and whatever else is that's up with her, and losing family members to death, and life, and just kind of there's a lot kind of that builds up. And I try to remain as decently positive as I can, and I don't want my channel to be a Debbie Downer channel. But at the same time, when I have something on my mind that's serious, I feel like I want to talk about it. Number one, that's how I feel like my channel should be. I've always been pretty forthcoming with stuff. And again, this is health and fitness related. Number two, it just helps me to talk to somebody, because we don't all have someone to talk to. Whether you're married or single, or whether you got friends or not, sometimes you just don't feel like you got anyone to talk to. So that's what I do here. I come to my friends online and try to put things out there and maybe get some kind words, maybe get some experience from them and maybe what they've gone through. And so anyway, just wanted to show you that I am looking things up again, and I am writing stuff down, and I'm saving some pages here, and I'm going to make sure that I get some sort of better information from my doctor when the time comes. And we're going to do the best we can here on the Body Beatdown. So anyway, guys, appreciate you for watching this little video. If I help somebody getting through this, then good. Please leave comments and let me know what you're going through, because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there going through stuff like this and worse. So like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff to the Body Beatdown. That's me, Michael, your incredible host here on this amazing channel. And don't forget, get up, get out, get rad, do it to it, even when you're researching stuff. See y'all later.
Get up, get out, get rad, and do it to it!